Better call Shane McMahon because it is time for Money in the Bank 2015.
The Dropkick.
We are about to cash in on Money in the Bank 2015. I am Matthew Kershaw, joined by Kyle Shimon.
I've got mayo in the mouth. Paching. It's basically like Money in the Bank, but it's a... You like that? You like that?
No.
I thought of that one a few minutes ago and I had to stifle a laugh before we started.
Everybody's now going to be able to piece this one and the Elimination Chamber podcast together and realise we're recording one after the other.
Oh god, what does that mean? Into the world.
Right. Yep. So, everybody's favourite, the pre-show. I know you're excited for it. I will run through it really quickly.
Good. I'm going to just tongue my mouth for a little bit. You run through this stuff.
R-Truth versus King Barrett. R-Truth wins. That is my only note for this, really.
Oh, good. We should do every match like that. What score did you give it?
I didn't even rate it. I didn't even watch the match.
Unrated.
It's wow. R-Truth wins. What the fuck, WWE? Why would you make Barrett the king of the ring if he's going to lose to R-Truth in a pre-show for a pay-per-view?
That's the noise that the writing room emitted when they had to plan that pre-show.
Yep. The one saving grace for this is after the match, R-Truth ran out and picked up Barrett's crown and started dancing on top of the announce table and high-fiving people in the crowds.
Weird.
And then Barrett scared him off and took his crown back.
Weird.
There was a awesome hype video for, I think it was the main event, Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose in a ladder match, and it played the music from Mass Effect 3.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know which track it was, but it was totally Mass Effect music.
I have to go back and listen to it. Get some litigation to go.
It was pretty cool. But what wasn't cool is the pay-per-view opened up with a 10-bell salute for Dusty Rhodes, who passed away the Thursday before this pay-per-view.
Yeah, bummer.
It sucks. I mean, for the last few years he's been working so close with NXT.
Yeah.
I watched last week's NXT and they had a tribute for him. And oh no, it wasn't. It was the NXT they filmed for the next 4 weeks. They released a video opening up of all of the NXT people on the stage with Triple H paying their respects, and they're all crying and sad and stuff. It really sucks.
It does. One of the greats.
Yep. It's a Hall of Famer for a reason.
I was about to make a joke about how shit the Hall of Fame is, but I won't. In this instance.
What are you on about? You've got people like Mr. T in there.
Yeah,
and
wrestlers.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Really good ones. Like Mr. T and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
But no, Dusty Rhodes, it's really sad to hear. Money in the Bank. Back on track. Let's not wallow in this.
The Money in the Bank contract ladder match between Dolph Ziggler, Neville, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, and everybody's favorite demon, Kane.
Yeah. Oh, I hate watching this shit. You make me do it every month.
Yep, and we're going to go through.
God.
So, once again, Reddit r/squared circles, quote-unquote insider is once again right. Before this pay-per-view, he posted spoilers of what's going to happen at Money in the Bank, and what he said actually happened.
Does that make it better for you to watch? Like if you read the spoilers first?
I read the spoilers after
smart.
show ended. Like, I saw the spoilers and I was like, okay, I'm not going to read it until it happens. Read it, and yeah, he was right again. Everything he said is right, so... He also said that Ryback was going to win the Intercontinental Championship at Elimination Chamber.
Did anybody believe him beforehand?
No, he also said that Mark Henry was going to replace Rusev, and everyone was like, no, you're going to be wrong for the first time, and no, he was right.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. I wish he was wrong.
Yep.
Jesus. So did this begin with, like, Sheamus destroying everyone?
So, yeah, there's a big clusterfuck at the beginning to everybody start to go and get a ladder. Oh no, everybody's fighting in the ring and Kofi Kingston rolls out of the ring to get a ladder everybody's too busy fighting, so Kofi sets up a ladder and starts climbing. He gets halfway up, and everybody turns around and looks at him. It was, I laughed. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Everyone just started beating the shit out of Kofi then, and then it kind of resumed the normal clusterfuck the ladder matches are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, you could barely see what was happening. I just have random notes on some of the moves that were happening, like Dolph Ziggler hit his awesome DDT onto Kane, who landed on his knees to take the DDT, like he always does.
Yeah.
There were people shouting, "You look stupid" at Sheamus.
Well, he does, only calling it like to see it.
Yep, he really does. Really bad.
I it's kind of cool. I don't know. I've always fancied myself a Mohican, so he goes all the way with it.
Yeah.
It gives me, as a ginger person, it gives me a lot of faith that I could one day pull it off. And I've got the right skin texture as well, so it's like all I need to do is double my weight in muscle.
Yep.
I could basically be Sheamus.
Kofi again tried to sneak up the ladder and botches falling out. He lands on the ropes when somebody knocks him off.
But I think it was Reigns, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably Reigns has to look strong.
He has to do something.
The flippy shit guys had a chance to show off. I think Neville flips over somebody onto a ladder and starts climbing up.
I think it was Randy Orton.
Yeah, then he flips over Randy Orton onto the ladder, starts climbing up, and then Randy Orton RKO's him from the top of the ladder.
It's fucking awesome. So cool. The RKO is still cool.
Yep. Jerry the King Lawler said, "That's the first time we've seen that, even though it happened at last year's Money in the Bank." Yep.
It's wrestling fans. They don't remember this shit.
Roman Reigns killed Neville. He just threw a ladder at him, and Neville just fell over onto the ground in pain. Again, he had to look strong. He powerbombs Kofi Kingston onto a ladder held up by the ropes, which looked really painful.
What was with that fucking Reigns ground pound, and the camera was shaking when he did it? It was fucking ridiculous.
Roman Reigns is so strong that the earth shakes underneath him.
He literally pounded it. The camera was on as low as it could be to still see over the ring, and it was just kind of shaking. It was fucking ridiculous.
Yep. Roman goes to try and win, and Kane saves us from Roman winning.
Yeah.
Kane takes an RKO on his knees. Sheamus goes up to try and win, and nope, Ziggler runs in for his hope spots. Did you hear the awful static on the mics and stuff?
I haven't got it written down. I mean, I might have.
There was awful static, very frequently during this match.
I remember, yeah, there were audio issues. I don't remember it. I don't have any specific points, but...
Yeah. Well, it happened just as Ziggler climbed the ladder. Sheamus went to get Dolph Ziggler into the white noise off the top of the ladder, but Ziggler reversed it into a sleeper hold.
Right.
Sheamus fell off, and Neville hit the red arrow on Sheamus on the grounds. All the crowd started chanting NXT.
Awesome.
Ziggler and Neville started to team up on Kane before getting taken out. Everybody was outside the ring, and Roman Reigns kind of just did his weird dive over the top of the ropes onto everybody. Yeah. So he took out everybody because he's so strong.
Yeah, fucking dumb. Such a dumb move.
While everybody is on the floor in pain, the New Day run down and start to help Kofi Kingston. They hold off everybody. They roll Kofi into the ring and stuff.
Yeah.
It was great.
I fucking hate the New Day, but I realize that's the point, and they're really good at it.
It's awesome. Just when they ran down, I was like, "Holy shit, Kofi's winning!"
Yeah.
But no, Roman Reigns comes in and powerbombs Kofi outside, which looked pretty bad.
I just had visions of 3 months from now, Kofi Kingston being destroyed for 20 minutes by Brock Lesnar. Was how I imagined this would play out.
That is happening on the 4th of July in Japan. Kofi Kingston against Brock Lesnar in Japan.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
That's fucking insane. Why would they do... Why?
I don't know. But with that news that I read, I was like, okay, so Kofi's going to win and Brock Lesnar's going to destroy him and take his contracts. But
what? Right,
I don't know.
Let's finish this match first, and then we'll resume my incredulity.
Okay, so Falcon Arrow spoiler from Squared Circle said that Bray Wyatt was going to cost Roman Reigns this match. And guess what happens when Roman Reigns climbs up the ladder on his own with everybody out of the way?
Yeah.
The lights turn off, they come back on, Bray Wyatt is in the ring, under the ladder, he shakes off Roman, hits him with the Sister Abigail, and the crowd start chanting yes.
It was awesome. It was fucking great. Like, not knowing that was going to happen was just the most sublime, like, surprise ever. It was really good.
Yeah, I was like, thank you, Wyatt. Like, here's this bad guy, and everybody's cheering him because Roman Reigns isn't going to win now.
What was with the weird, like, fucking butcher / like, woodsman trade apron thing?
That's what he's always worn, or he used to wear a long time ago.
Right. I was going to say, I've never seen him wear it. I've only ever seen him wear his dumb fucking not hipster pants. Fedora pants.
Fedora. Yeah. Yeah, I was super excited at this, and then I realized, oh wait, we now have a Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt feud.
It's better than Ryback. You know?
Oh god, I forgot about their feud, yeah.
So, I mean, if they put Roman Reigns and Ryback together, then that would be like the best. Just like one match you could completely write off every pay-per-view, but yeah.
So, yeah, Bray Wyatt takes out Roman Reigns. Sheamus starts climbing up the ladder. Neville comes out of nowhere, and those two start fighting. And I was like, holy shit, is Neville going to win this?
No.
But, of course not. Sheamus throws Neville off the top of the ladder and grabs the briefcase to become Mr. Money in the Bank.
See, why didn't he win the Intercontinental then? Like last month, last pay-per-view?
Because he won this instead.
But what was the point in giving Ryback anything?
I don't know, but Ryback is now in a feud with Big Show and The Miz.
Fuck, why?
What did you rate this match?
I gave it a 3 out of 5.
I gave it 3.5 out of 5.
You're being overly generous. That's insane. I mean,
that's
Bray
coming
Wyatt
from
was
you.
awesome.
Did you see some of your ratings from the Elimination Chamber Dropkick?
Elimination Chamber so long ago. I think you're thinking worse of it, and I was thinking better of it. And I'm just dead right about this one. Do you want to move on then?
Yes. Once again, they have moved the piss break match to the second match of the night.
Yep.
So everybody's timing is fucked up. So it was Nikki Bella against Paige for the Divas Championship.
Fucking right, Jerry Lawler right off the bat. She speaks 2 languages, English and body. I was like, fuck, dude. How are you allowed on TV?
That's pretty good.
It's fucking awful.
To be fair, my first note isn't that good either. Like, Paige climbed on top of the barricade at one point, and my first note here is that guy behind her with the camera got a whopper look at her arse.
Oh, sure. Why not?
Yeah, so this is a Divas match. All of the Divas were backstage watching it for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But according to Jerry Lawler, all women despise each other.
That's a good point, yep, that's why. Paige starts hitting Nikki Bella in the tits, apparently, and then starts kicking her in the tits
She
when
totally
she's in the
does.
ropes.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was cringing. Also, at some
Again,
point, Bella starts fucking doing star jumps and pushing up in the ring, which I never got.
Yeah, I guess it's just some sort of torn, but kind of weird. I was so uninterested in this match. You have no idea.
I mean, you like Paige though, don't you?
I like Paige, but she just seems to be getting worse. Like, most of this match you could hear her calling moves and stuff.
Which person was it that called out about 2/3 of the way through the match? I'm tired just watching this. When talking about how hard they were working. Do you remember which person that was?
No, I don't remember.
Because that made me fucking holler because it's like they're just talking about how boring it is. It's just the fucking worst commentary.
I don't remember who that is. I just remember Paige calling moves loudly, and like she was like, "What happened?" I remember hearing her shout, "Oh yeah, I remember now," and then Nikki Bella holds her up into the rack attack, and she reverses it into a rampage and gets a 2 counts.
Yeah.
And then my next note is, "Shut up, Paige! Fuck." There was some weird dumb thing where they're on the top of the ropes and Nikki Bella falls out of the ring. Brie Bella climbs out from under the ring and rolls in.
It's fucking great.
And then Paige rolls up Brie Bella and pins her and wins. And then and then Brie Bella starts taking out tissue from her
Yeah.
bra to prove that she doesn't have the big tits that Nikki has.
That's why I was laughing, because I knew what was coming next.
And then, for some reason, the match is then continued even though it ended. And then Nikki Bella hits a rack attack and wins, and nobody cares.
It's the part where these two women don't even look the same. They've got their hair done differently and shit. And yet, the part that distinguishes them is their tits. It was fuck, dude. I couldn't believe it. Like, she's pulling like fucking tissues out of her bra lining, which then doesn't fucking Nikki later go and sniff or something weird at the end. It was bizarre.
Oh no, she went to like wash away tears.
Oh yeah.
With the tissue.
Fuck,
it was
weird.
pretty good.
And it's like, yeah, she's like fucking showing off tattoos down her groin. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I don't remember that
It's like,
part,
just fucking wrestle, for fuck's sake.
What did you rate this match?
I didn't. It's too raunchy. I gave it a unrateable. ESRB unrated. M for mature.
I gave it 1.5.
Let's say I gave it 1.
Alright then.
It's
Should
really
we move
bad.
on to...
What?
Oh god.
What the fuck? I don't remember this match.
The WWE Intercontinental Championship match between Ryback and The Big Show.
I don't remember this match. I have it written down, but I don't remember watching it.
My first note is piss break, and then wait, Miz? Question mark. For some reason, the Miz was on commentary for this match. The match starts, and Ryback starts hitting. He hits his spine buster, and then the meat hook clothesline, like immediately 5 seconds in, and I was like, oh god, this is a squash match. But no, Big Show like falls over the ropes, and one of them kills the Miz at some point.
Yeah, sure.
I think Big Show attacks Miz.
Absolutely. I didn't think I actually watched this. I think I started playing with my dog or something. I just have the word "fuck" underlined underneath of it.
I will breeze through this quickly then, because I don't have much notes on it. Big Show starts getting offense. He hits an awful looking spear. The crowd start chanting, "Please retire." I think Big Show gets Ryback into an armbar, which is really weird. Or it was maybe the other way around, I don't know. Ryback hits an impressive suplex on Big Show, though, to lift him up over the heads.
Right.
Big Show hits a choke slam and only gets a 2 counts. Big Show hits the KO punch and knocks Ryback outside, and Ryback's just kind of lifeless at that point. He rolls Ryback into the ring to get the pin count, and The Miz runs in and attacks Big Show to DQ him. So Big Show wins, but Ryback keeps his title.
Right.
I gave this 2 stars.
I gave it a NA out of 5. It's not applicable. That's legit, actually. I wrote that down. Because I don't think I watched it. So I'll take your word for it.
Moving on to the big one.
Really?
John Cena versus Kevin Owens, the rematch. My first note is, why is this a match again?
Yeah.
So, Kevin Owens comes out, he gets a big pop. Cena comes out and lots of people boo him. He looked really annoyed that people were booing him. Like, the crowd were on fire for this match. It was amazing.
Awesome.
They hit the same opening sequence as their last match at Elimination Chamber with, the shoulder tackles, and they look at each other shocked that the other person knocked each other down.
Yeah.
The crowd start chanting NXT, and I think at some point John Cena hits Kevin Owens in the nose, and Michael Cole's like, "Oh, Matt, we all know that Kevin Owens has nasal issues." I'm like, do we?
Oh, wasn't it like, what's his name? Fucking Moonchild or something. Wasn't it meant to break his nose at some point?
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
Nasal issues.
CJ Parker.
Yeah. Where did I get Moonchild from?
Because that was his nickname, Moonchild, because he was a hippie.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
He was the cool boy Dallas.
He was pretty cool. Too bad he's not in NXT anymore.
Bummer.
Kevin Owens starts hitting John Cena's 5 moves of Doom onto John Cena, and the crowd actually start cheering at this. It's like the one time that the 5 moves of Doom has been over in years.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens goes to hit an AA, which is reversed into the SDFU. He gets the ropes. Kevin Owens goes for an AA again, and it's reversed into a reverse suplex sort of move. I don't even know how to explain it.
Right. I have no
Like,
notes on this match. I can't help you.
well, that's great. Kevin Owens hits a code breaker.
That
Like,
sounds cool.
yeah, he hits Chris Jericho's finishing move for some reason, which is pretty cool. He goes to hit the pop-up powerbomb, and John Cena dives he throws Cena up into the air, and Cena goes behind him and starts hitting the 5 moves of doom.
Yeah.
There was
That's
suplexes,
cool.
cannonballs. Did you see the IGN suck sign in the crowd?
No, but I wish it had done.
Fucking Total Biscuit was in the crowd for this match, and he had an IGN suck sign.
That's awesome.
That's fucking dumb.
That's like the best, though. That's the best kind of sign you can have.
Kevin Owens went to hit Sheamus's white noise onto Cena, and he kind of botches it and lets go of him. He goes and hits a senton, but John Cena raises his knees, and it looked pretty painful.
Yeah, that was... It looked almost spiteful, didn't it, in a way? It was pretty cool.
Cena hits the education on Kevin Owens.
What?
They just steal finishing moves from other wrestlers in this match. It's amazing. We've had the code breaker, we've had an education.
What was the education?
It was, you kind of, I don't know, you're going to have to YouTube it. I can't even explain it.
Right. I was going to say I don't remember. I don't remember anything too exotic.
Basically, Cena hits an AA and gets a 2 count, and my next note is heel Cena ? He gets up in the referee's face and starts shouting at him, saying it was a 3 count.
Kept arguing.
Yeah, it's great. I think that WWE realized that the people who are super into Kevin Owens are like smarks that watch NXT, and they're the ones that want John Cena to be heel to make him more interesting.
Yeah.
So they kind of played up the fact that he was kind of the bad guy in this, or almost.
Yeah, it was cool.
The build up to this match was awesome. After the Elimination Chamber, Kevin Owens came down and started bragging, and then John Cena came down and started saying that Kevin Owens was less than a man, and all this really bad shit about him.
Weird.
It's this isn't what you do if you're a good guy, but John Cena can get away with it.
I mean, he had issues like that, didn't he, with Rusev, where it was you're not really being nice here.
Yeah.
Towards the end, anyway. The fucking fireworks up the ass was pretty bad.
Yeah. The problem with that promo after Money in the Bank is Kevin Owens was basically going off on Cena, saying that he's all these things, and then John Cena started pointed out a kid with cancer decked out in Cena merch that I guess was from the Make-A-Wish
right.
that was in the crowd, and he points out that kid and starts talking about him and how he does it all for him.
Weird.
And at that point, it's what can Kevin Owens do other than sit there and take this abuse now, because Cena's using a kid with cancer to,
Unless you want to grab another kid out of the audience, make sure he's wearing Kevin Owens shirt, and then punch him a few times and be like, "Look, this kid's hurt too. I'm totally fighting for this kid."
Right, let's get back to the match.
That's bad, 'cause it's the WWE only use all that shit purely for promotion, so it's
philanthropy is the future of marketing. Stephanie McMahon, with some date, I don't know when it was, but she basically tweeted that out publicly before the Hall of Fame ceremony.
She's right,
where they were
though,
inducting. Yeah, she's right, but you don't ever say it. She tweeted that out before they inducted Conor the Crusher, that kid with cancer that Daniel Bryan was with, that passed away sometime after WrestleMania.
Right.
It's you don't ever say that you're using kids with cancer and all these bad things as a way to market yourself.
Unless you're trying to be a real bitch. I mean, I guess it works.
I guess, but the only reason they work with the Susan G. Komen thing during Cancer Month is because they can market the pink badge.
Yeah.
It's Susan G. Komen barely give any of the money they get into cancer research.
Yeah, well, pretty much every charity is like that at some point, and any business sponsoring them is doing it for the same reasons, even if they say they're doing it to help people.
It just sucks.
Unless they're actively saying no, don't publicize any of this, which nobody ever does. I mean, it's fine. These charities, I guess, need money if they're legit. I'm not convinced they're all legit, but
yeah.
But yeah, to come out and say it is bizarre.
let's get back to the match. So there was a Batista bomb. I think John Cena hit a Batista bomb at some point,
Right.
which is pretty cool. Again, that's another finishing move stolen for this match.
Yeah, why not? Makes it more interesting.
The crowd stopped chanting, "This is awesome," and I agree. This was a really good match.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit lesser than last time.
Well, I'll give you my rating in a second. There was a Kevin Owens went for the pop-up powerbomb, and John Cena reversed it into a Hurricane Rana,
Right.
which was like, holy shit! John Cena's busting out Hurricane Ranas in this match.
Was that when he sort of like leapt over Kevin Owens onto his back? Or was that earlier?
No, that's later.
Right. Right.
But Kevin Owens hits a super kick. There again, brutal DDT on Owens. Owens went to hit the, I don't even know what to call it. I call it pile driver powerbomb.
Right.
Like he went to hit the package pile driver again instead hit him into a powerbomb like last match.
Yeah.
He missed a moonsault, and then John Cena hit him into an AA for only a 2 count. And the commentary keep going on and saying, "Was that a 3 count? I'm pretty sure it was a 3 count." It's like, no, it was a 2 count. Shut up.
Yeah. Dumb.
Like it was really bad. What was it? Yeah, that really dumb thing where like Cena launched over Owens and Owens caught him, and they kind of stumble for a bit and bounce into the ropes.
Yeah, it was weird.
But it looked really cool when Cena pulled it off. Like it was basically a pin move.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like a pinning powerbomb. I don't know what to call it. Kevin Owens hits a pop-up powerbomb only for a 2 count.
Yeah.
But like the camera doesn't catch it. It's really bad. You only see it in the replay. Cena hits the springboard stunner, gets the AA, 1, 2, 3. Cena wins. Lol.
Yeah. I was bummed out by this.
I would have given that probably 4 stars if it wasn't for what happens next. Basically,
oh no, I thought
Cena
what happens next was better than how it ended, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that's why I gave it more than 4 stars.
Really, I have it at 3.
Really, you have this a 3-star
I was
match?
bored for a lot of that match. Unlike last time.
I really enjoyed this match.
I think it's because I knew how it was going to end, whereas last time I was excited to see how it would end.
Yeah, I think everybody knew that Cena would win and get his loss back, but I still really enjoyed the match.
Yeah.
The ending to this, Cena and Owens were in the ring. Cena starts putting over Owens, saying that you belong here. Raises his hand, goes for a handshake. Owens kicks him, rolls him out of the ring, and hits the apron powerbomb, and then walks out shouting, "The real champ is here."
Awesome.
It is.
Because the apron powerbomb never doesn't look awesome. It's like...
It doesn't look awesome when you do it to Cena, who immediately gets up and walks out of the ring on his own. Like, he's done that apron powerbomb to Sami Zayn twice, who's had to be carried out in a stretcher. Neville, or Adrian Neville back in NXT, who also had to be put into a stretcher. And then John Cena gets up and walks out.
Well, this time was like 20 minutes of limping, though, wasn't it? It was like... He didn't, stroll out this time. He was more, kind of supported.
But at the same time, he still walked out.
Well, yeah. He couldn't have ever been... He couldn't have been stretchered out. It's Cena.
Yeah, but it was dumb that they did that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was... I don't know. It lasted that long. It was like, I had to look at the time. I'm like, oh, you must have run out of matches to pad this thing out then. Because you still got an hour before the final match.
This match lasted a while.
Yeah, it's probably really why I was a bit bored. It just didn't hold up, I thought.
Yeah. What did you say you gave it? 3?
I gave it a 3, yeah.
I gave it 4 3/4.
Yeah, I mean, that... You seem to like it way more than I did, but I just wasn't invested, I guess.
I think if it was for a title, like if it was for the United States title, and Owens won, I probably would have given it a 5.
Yeah.
Like, it was just kind of a useless rematch that didn't have any sense.
Was it for a title? Was it not for that?
No.
So who's now current US champion?
John Cena.
Still, I thought...
No, John Cena's still the US title, or US champion.
Did he lose it at any point?
Well, at... what's the next pay-per-view?
No idea.
Battleground. At Battleground, it's going to be John Cena against Kevin Owens for the United States title.
Right. Who do you think's going to
So
win?
I don't know. It depends if Kevin Owens still has the title, because I don't know when Battleground's happening. Like, Battleground could. I think it happens before Finn Balor against Kevin Owens in Japan on the 4th of July.
Right.
And I assume that Finn Balor's going to win the title there.
Yeah.
So Kevin Owens could totally win the US title, hold it with the NXT title, and then lose the NXT title in Japan.
I've got like 3 weeks of NXT to watch. Fuck.
Yeah.
God, I'm so excited now you just mentioned Kevin Owens' Balor match in Japan.
Yeah. Last night, or this week's NXT, no, last week's NXT was. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know if I want to spoil it.
No, don't. I need to.
Probably not.
I want to watch NXT so bad, but it's hard to get excited about wrestling when your only thing is like, oh, I'm going to watch the 3-hour pay-per-view, of which most of it is boring.
Are you saying you're not excited for the next match, which is the WWE Tag Team Championship match between The New Day, Big E, and Xavier Woods against primetime players Darren Young and Titus O'Neil?
Yeah, I enjoyed what they did with the New Day, like making them evil and then fucking like having them win everything by like the cheatiest means possible. But I mean, it's led to this in a pay-per-view, this matchup.
Yeah, so
fuck.
The New Day come down, and I guess they must be running like long or running short, because they come out and start filling for time by like shitting on local sports team and local sports team hero in crowds.
Awesome.
I don't know. It was. I think it was really good heel work.
Yeah. Especially in America, where it's like, yeah,
people care about local sport teams.
It's like, who are you going to shit on in Liverpool? Are you going to like, oh, yeah, like in UK cities, it's like, what, you're going to go to Manchester and shit on Oasis? It's like, it doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it?
They don't do that when they come over to the UK to film whatever show. Like when they were in London this year, sometime in March or April, John Cena was totally like, oh, I think they should have a... Like, he came out, everybody was booing him because,
John
why
Cena,
wouldn't you boo
yeah.
John Cena? And then
these people aren't American, they're not kids, they don't need John Cena's help.
Yeah. He immediately got everybody in the crowd on their side by saying, like, oh, I think London should have a WrestleMania. And suddenly the crowd were, like, putty in his hands. Like, they just bought into everything he said.
Also, it's never going to happen. Ever.
No, it won't, which sucks.
It's fucking WrestleMania. It has to be American. Like, it wouldn't work otherwise, you know?
They used to have pay-per-views over in the UK.
Yeah, it's different though, isn't it, when it's WrestleMania? It's like, it's a different scale.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have it outside, it's got to be sunny, which is never going to happen for more than 10 minutes in the UK.
I would love for them to have a SummerSlam in the UK, and they just market it as like the British summer, so it's never like
just have
sunny
like
in their posters.
Just have overcast clouds and rain on the tops of every one of the promotional match art or whatever.
Yeah, I would love that.
Make everything grey, because that's how Britain looks. It's grey and miserable. Alright, so my first note on this primetime match is butthole ? Can you tell me why I wrote that down?
No, I can't.
I don't know why I did either. Was somebody's ass hanging out at some point?
I don't think so. I just have in my notes that Big E and Xavier Woods were like great tag team. Like they were beating the shit out of Darren Young for quite a while, like keeping him in their corner, tagging in and out frequently, which is pretty cool.
Right. Okay, explain this to me. Big E starts fucking slapping Darren Young like he's a slice of meat. What's that all about?
I don't know, but that's right. He was doing the new "They Sucks" thing by slapping.
It was weird.
Darren Young.
The way he was smiling, I'm like, it was fucking creepy.
I think it was pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, it was awesome because it was one of the 3 notes I have for this match, but at the same time.
Yeah, basically they hit awesome tag team moves until Darren Young escapes and gets the hot tag to Titus O'Neil, who runs in and starts beating people up. Big E kills Darren Young. Like, Darren Young is on the outside by the ropes, and Big E just suicide dives into him, and they both go flying outside.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I think Titus O'Neil hits a spine buster onto Xavier Woods and pins him and wins.
There was a really cool tackle by Titus where he fucking just like shoulder charged somebody off the screen, which was awesome.
Oh, that's right. He hits Xavier Woods with like a American football
It
tackle.
was cool. It was fucking brutal looking.
It was extremely cool. But yeah, the primetime players win.
What?
Yep.
This is like the Ryback situation again. It's like,
Well,
fuck.
it's because Titus O'Neil was voted Dad of the Year, Celebrity Dad of the Year, and I get apparently in recent like promo packages on SmackDown and stuff, they've been more open with the fact that Darren Young came out of the closet, and
Wasn't
so
this
it's
years
like
ago?
I don't know, but like they're referencing in pay-per-views and stuff. Like apparently on the SmackDown before this pay-per-view, Darren Young was talking about a party. No, Titus O'Neil was talking about having a party, and Darren Young just turns to him and goes, "Come on, man, my coming out party was months ago." And then they just moved past it, like it was just a brief little comment about it.
Cool, I guess. I mean, wrestling needs to have more diversity, so sure, but why?
Yeah, I don't understand why they won, but they're the champions.
I mean,
We'll
if
probably have.
if tag teams start winning because one dude's a good dad and the other guy's gay, then sure, I'm on board, but fucking weird.
I'm not saying that's why they won.
No, I
But,
am, though. It's the WWE, that's why they won. I gave it 3 out of 5.
oh, what did I give it? I gave it 3 out of 5.
Yeah, it was alright. It was weird.
But now we are ready for the main event.
Dum-dum-tsh.
Seth Rollins against Dean Ambrose for the World Heavyweight Championship.
I really like Seth Rollins and Ambrose. They're really good.
Yeah, they work amazing together.
They are. They're awesome. So much better than Roman Reigns has ever done.
Yeah, there was for some reason an awful backstage segment with Triple H for like the longest time of him shouting at Seth Rollins saying "Show them." It was just that over and over again.
I skipped it, unfortunately. I shouldn't do that because some of them sound amazing.
It wasn't good. The match begins. You know, they just stop beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
This is a ladder match, and Seth Rollins like totally brings out a move from like 2K14 where the ladder's outside leaning onto the ring, and he runs up the ladder leaning onto the ring and gets inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looked really cool.
Yeah.
There was quite a lot of ladder moves in this. Like at one point, Dean throws Seth into a ladder and like hits a suplex on it.
Was that? Yeah. Was that the one on the inside of the in the corner?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a really awesome moment where Dean hit the bionic elbow from the top of the ladder onto Seth
Right.
in memory of Dusty Rhodes, which is pretty cool. Like, apparently, I don't know when it was. I think it was like maybe SummerSlam 2013 was the last time Dusty Rhodes was in a match. It was like the Shield when they were heels against Cody Rhodes, Goldust, and Dusty Rhodes.
Right.
And Dusty Rhodes hit Dean Ambrose with the bionic elbow, and that was like the last time he ever used it, like on screen. So Dean Ambrose was the last person to be hit by it, which is pretty cool.
That's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so he hit Seth with that, which was awesome. The crowd like went berserk at it.
Yeah. All that chair shit to the knee was really cool, I thought. You know.
Yes, I have Ray spot, and then in brackets explain. So yeah, Seth Rollins just starts wailing on Dean Ambrose's knee with a chair, and he was just clutching it and could barely walk and stuff, and it just reminded me of Rey Mysterio, whose knees must be made out of like plastic by now. He's had that many knee injuries.
Yeah, I mean, like normally I sort of roll my eyes at the knee shit because it's like, it's just people stamping on knees and stuff. It doesn't really have the same effect anymore. But I don't know, the chair made such a noise when it hit. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it really felt they were like he was wailing on it. It was pretty awesome.
At some point, someone shouted "Feed me more" in the crowd. I did. Did you pick up on that?
No.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
I have that. Seth Rollins was climbing up the ladder and gets pushed into the ropes, and it just looked like he died from it.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose apparently turns into Sabu and just like throws a chair at Seth Rollins.
So cool. So fucking cool.
Yeah. Was that when Seth was on top of the ropes?
Is that when he smashed his nuts again? He does that every fucking pay-per-view. It's so dumb.
I was wondering, in one of my notes I have just Seth Dick and then 2 exclamation marks, and I wondered why that was there.
I think that's why that was there. If not, then I missed something really cool.
Yep. Well, I've got plenty of Seth Dick pictures if you want them.
Did you hear the person fucking scream, like, in pain when Dean Ambrose was hanging from the corner and got his knee smacked by the chair again.
Yes,
Someone just fucking let out this long wail. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
They eventually take their fighting into the crowds, and in my head I was like, oh fuck, Sheamus is gonna cash in, climb the ladder, and win while they're in the crowd fighting. Like, I was like, that has to happen. There's no way it can't, but it doesn't. Like, they're fighting in the crowd, and Seth Rollins basically takes out Ambrose, runs back into the ring, and starts climbing before Dean comes out of nowhere and just smashes into him.
Yeah.
Earlier in the match, there was a ladder propped up from the ring apron onto the commentator's table, and they kept teasing being thrown into it. Like, Seth goes to powerbomb Ambrose from inside the ring onto the ladder,
Yeah.
but he reverses it and hits a backdrop backdrops Seth onto the ladder, and it just like crumbles underneath him.
So cool.
Yeah,
It's really sore
it was
though.
pretty
Like at some point, slamming into a ladder like that is probably not great for the spine and the neck.
Yeah, they end up fighting on top of the Spanish announce table, and Seth Rollins hits a pedigree.
Yeah.
No, he goes to hit a pedigree, and Dean Ambrose reverses it into the Dirty Deeds, and apparently it's the Japanese table because it doesn't break underneath them.
No, I have the words "shut up, fat kid" written down at that point. Do you know why?
No.
I think there was somebody in the back, really prominently in the background of the shot, like screaming or something or chanting. It was go watch that back. It's a cool kid.
I don't remember that. I just remember that the crowd were chanting one more time at them to go through.
Yeah.
But no, Ambrose goes into the ring and starts climbing up the ladder. Seth appears with a monitor, which is apparently Dean Ambrose's only weakness. I don't know if you remember that awful match between Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, where he picked up a monitor to hit Bray Wyatt with it, and it exploded in his face, and he lost the match because of it.
No, but that sounds really cool. You missed out the part where like Ambrose was crawling like fucking Anakin from episode 3, like because of his knee.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
He fucking sells shit really well. It's he's good.
Yeah. He gets hit by the monitor. He goes headfirst into a ladder at some point.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins just starts power bombing him into the barricades.
Yeah, back and forth, wasn't it, from one side to the other?
Yeah, he gets a ton of chairs and throws them on top of a ladder, and then power bombs Ambrose on top of that ladder full of chairs.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah, and it was really dumb that Seth Rollins starts climbing up, and then Dean Ambrose just kind of pops to his feet and runs into the ring, and then climbs up the ladder with Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
They kind of have a little scuffle, both grab the title and fall down with it, but Seth Rollins manages to hold on to it, and so he wins.
Of course.
Yep, the crowd start booing as Seth Rollins wins with the title, because that was kind of a really dumb finish.
It was, yeah. It's kind of shitty.
Seth Rollins walks up the entrance ramp, and Triple H comes down and starts celebrating with Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
What did you give this match?
I gave it a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it.
I also gave it a 4 out of 5.
I have mixed feelings though, because it's like I really like Dean Ambrose, and I feel he deserves better. But at the same time, like Seth Rollins he's a good champion, I think.
I don't think he's a good champion. Like, a lot of his stuff has been like, you don't watch Raws where he's just basically made fun of, and it's like, yeah, you can't win without Kane or J&J Security. Like,
I think that makes him interesting though. Like, I don't think he's not like Brock Lesnar kind of good, but he's like interesting in that position.
Well, it's funny you mention that. On the Raw before this, he was basically saying that he can beat Dean Ambrose on his own, and so in the main event, it was basically he starts shitting on J&J Security, and Joey Mercury finally talks. Like, I don't think he's spoken since they formed J&J Security.
Right.
But he starts like shitting on Seth Rollins, and then the main event was Seth Rollins against J&J Security, in which Joey Mercury pins Seth Rollins.
What? That's so weird.
Yeah, like, his championship reign has just been kind of shitty because he's been booked to look like pathetic, basically.
Well, he pulls it off well. Like,
but yeah, on the Raw after this, he opened up the show by coming down with a list of people he wants to thank, and it was like, I'm here to thank Seth Rollins and Seth Rollins and Seth Rollins. He just starts listing that off, and then he goes backstage and starts arguing with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, and he's like, no, I mean you guys too. Of course, I'm thankful for you. Like he basically shits on Kane and J&J Security and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, and then he goes backstage and tries to kiss up to them, and he was like, no, I was just trying to prove to the crowd that I could do it on my own.
Yeah.
And Triple H was like, well, you're gonna have to do it on your own again because you got to prove to us that our investment in you was worth it, and we'll announce a challenger later on in the show.
Right.
So then, to close off the Raw, Triple H is in the ring with Stephanie McMahon and Seth Rollins, and he starts talking about how when to make a diamond, you have to get coal, and you put it under extreme pressure, and it either crumbles or it turns into a diamond.
Damn right.
And Seth Rollins has to go through this, and Seth Rollins is like, I'll prove to you that I'm the best. Just trust me. I can do this. And then Brock Lesnar's music hits.
Awesome.
And Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman walk down to the ring. Seth Rollins, like, scared out of his mind, slowly backs up, and Brock Lesnar just keeps walking towards him.
Yeah.
And he gets out of the ring, and then Raw closed.
Damn.
So we're going to have Brock Lesnar against Seth Rollins at Battlegrounds, one of the shittest pay-per-views ever made.
So what about Kofi? Talk to me about Kofi versus fucking Brock Lesnar. What's happening there?
I don't know what's happening with that.
Why is that a thing?
Should we cover that show? It's on the 4th of July. It's going to be streamed on the network.
Absolutely. I mean, I want to see every and any Brock Lesnar moment. So we're going to watch that.
We're going to have Brock Lesnar against Kofi Kingston. We're going to have Finn Balor against Kevin Owens.
I mean, what is that? What will that match be? It's like
I don't know. I can just imagine all of the New Day getting involved and Brock Lesnar killing every single one of them.
Yeah, that would be a better outcome. I've always kind of liked the idea of like Kevin Owens versus Brock Lesnar. Would be interesting to see.
I've always liked the idea of Daniel Bryan against Brock Lesnar.
But like, no, I mean, I want someone who can actually wrestle, like Finn Balor or someone.
Well, he's facing Kevin Owens at that show. Also, Neville is facing Chris Jericho.
What?
Yeah, it was originally supposed to be Hideo Itami was supposed to win that triple threat match at the last NXT special.
It's Tyler Breeze and Finn Balor. Is that?
Yeah, but he was injured before that, so then he was taken out of it, and so he was originally supposed to face Kevin Owens in Japan, and I assume that he was going to win the title there.
Yeah.
Because Finn Balor was originally scheduled to face Chris Jericho.
Weird.
And they've had to change that. Which, it sucks, because imagine Itami winning the title in his home country.
It'd be insane.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like Finn Balor's career was made in Japan when he was Prince Devitt, so
yeah.
It's also pretty good that he's winning there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Fuck, why Kofi, though?
I don't know, we will find out on the 4th of July.
That's like somehow weirder than if they'd fucking put Ryback in there or something. Maybe that would have made more sense.
I don't know, but we're going to have to cover that when it happens.
Right, yeah, can't wait.
Yeah,
also, NXT, dude, gotta catch up with that shit.
Yeah, you need to watch that before we cover Battleground and then whatever this Japanese WWE show is.
So when's Battleground? Is that before or after WWE Japan thing?
I assume Battleground is the end of this month, so it will probably be
fucking really? Are you being serious?
It'll probably be on the 28th.
God damn, that's only a week away.
Yep.
I've just watched a fucking wrestling pay-per-view. Why are they doing this to me?
You need to watch them when they happen, so we're not 3-4 weeks behind everything.
Well, that first one, I actually watched this one, like, only a couple of days later. You know, I wasn't that far behind. But yeah, fucking Elimination Chamber was entirely my fault.
You mean Money in the Bank?
Well, no, I mean, Money in the Bank, I actually watched it days ago, but that was your fault for delaying this amazing recording session. Inside Baseball. GameDropZone Inside Baseball.
We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Ciao.